Beginner photographers, amateurs alike, wannabe pros, new pros, my fellow kindred spirits. There are some things that you are doing wrong, and I know because, yeah, we all did them. And I'm going to try and help you avoid these, and this is across the board. This is for everybody. So let's dive right into it. And when I'm talking about lighting later on, landscape folk, it's the same, you just have a sun. The mistake you all make is trying to impress the wrong people. What you are currently trying to do, and I say this from a place of experience, great experience, is to impress the wrong people. You're trying to impress the photography nerds. I know you are, because they are the loudest people on the internet, and that's where you get your validation from. I know. The problem is the photography nerds don't make money in photography. The people who make money in photography probably don't have the time to tell you you're right or wrong. So let's look into this. The first thing we do, and this is specific to us fellow studio still life photographers, is do fancy lighting. Now I can do fancy lighting. I can light fancy stuff till the cows come home. There's not much I don't know of anything I don't know anymore about lighting. I know a lot about lighting. Lighting is my jam. It's what I do in still photography. But 90%, probably more, but I can't do the numbers because it's an uneven number, of my work this year was shot with one light placed at the opposite end, there it is, of the room on full whack. It looks good. It's not fancy, it's not clever, any idiot can do it. But it looks good, and it's in trend, and it's what people want to see. I can go and pull out a 15 light setup and do something insane, but it only impresses photographers. It's like people into math rock. It's cool. It's very technically difficult to do. Doesn't sound good. Sorry, math rock friends. But that's that. The next mistake, and this is one I see a lot, is sharp images. Let's make it sharp. And it's not just sharp images, there's two ends of the spectrum. There's also, let's make it blurry. You do not need to artificially sharpen the living daylights out of your images. Images straight out the camera nowadays are sharp enough. For sure, sometimes you might want to add a little bit of sharpening, but I'm talking a little bit. I see images, especially of people, sharpened within an inch of their lives. Nobody needs that much detail in a photograph to be seen. Sharpness, detail, clarity are not markers of quality. It's just a slider you push for contrast. And likewise, blurry background people shooting it wide open, getting one eye in focus on a portrait, getting that gooey background, talking about bokeh balls. Bokeh was a thing, for sure. 2003 to 2010 at the latest, and it was getting cringy then. That's when bokeh died. Much like colour isolation. Do you remember in the late 80s, all the music videos, black and white with like only the blue present? It was cool for a bit. Not anymore. We don't do it anymore unless we're being ironic. But generally speaking, just don't shoot for bokeh balls. By the time you've made your bokeh look good, your subject has lost it. I promise you. I see it a lot. The next thing is copying people. And yes, I learnt by copying. That is how I learnt. But what you need to do as a photographer in order to progress and to move forward is not to copy someone's style, but to come up with your own. Now, that's not to say don't copy something I show you how to do. Do that. Do it and share it. Go, look, I've had a go at this. I've done this. It worked. Take that information you then learned and gone, what would I like to do with it? How can I make this mine? Because that part there, that is the biggest part of photography. That is the most important part of photography. That is what separates us from one another. That is what gets you the big job. Going, I've learned this from this person. I've learned this from this person. Let's put them together and let's see what I can do with it. That is when you become a photographer with a notable style. And the last one, which is linked to this, but super, super important, there's no narrative to you. Not just to your work, but to you. Like for me, my YouTube persona is very different to my actual photography. My photography is fun. It's lighthearted. It's silly. It's childish. That is who I am as a person. This is not who I am as a person all the time. This is who I am as a teacher. But as a person, I'm quite silly. Yeah, pretty silly. But as an educator, I'm very serious because I take this seriously. But me as an individual, I'm pretty daft. But you probably wouldn't take me seriously if I was daft. So there we go. But you need to have a narrative and a reason behind your images. And this also comes down to, I get a lot of portfolio reviews coming in, and a lot of them are just pretty pictures, which is great. Most people can't take a pretty picture. Let me not slam you for pretty pictures. But photographing a pretty person in a pretty way is not enough. Anyone can do that. iPhones are wicked. Most 12-year-old kids can take a brilliant portrait. You need to be bringing something better than that and going, well, I did it with lighting and this and no one cares. No one cares. No one cares how much kit you did, how much tech you did, because that's just impressing photographers. If a 12-year-old kid's photo on their iPhone is better than yours, their photo is better than yours, they're a better photographer than you. I'll leave you with that. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.